All right. All right. Welcome, everybody. We are going to talk about how you can use cash offers to get more easy listing opportunities. I've got a great special guest with me today. Going to introduce her in a minute and give her a chance to introduce herself as well and let you know where you can send her referrals, because we always like sharing referrals in our community here. But before we do that, I need you to do me a huge favor. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the like button or even give it the heart. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and make sure that you smash the bell to be notified of new sessions like this. And if you're watching on LinkedIn, hit the like button or maybe the celebrate icon for that. So as I mentioned, what we're going to do today is dig into how you can use cash offers to create more listing opportunities for you as a real estate agent. And even if you're not an investor, right, there are lots of ways that you can be using and leveraging these, but it can be tricky. You have to know how to navigate it. You have to know how to pivot and not lose the opportunities that you create using it, which is why I've asked our special guest to come on. Now, before we kind of go into bantering here, if you don't know who I am, my name is Josh Shanley. I'm with eXp Realty. I'm in central Pennsylvania. I service Cumberland County, Dauphin County, Perry County, and northern York County. But I've got an organization that can service pretty much all of or the vast majority of Pennsylvania, as well as other areas as well. So if you have a referral, please don't hesitate to reach out. My special guest today is Tylee with a T, Layton. And the reason why I asked Tylee on is last week, in our big group coaching with our organization, we do a weekly group coaching session. And we were talking about using the cash offer platform that we've got access to within our organization. We've created a partnership, and it's a pretty incredible way for us to grow our businesses with unique value propositions around cash offers. Anyway, that was the topic of our coaching, and Tylee chimed in a couple of times, sharing her experience with a recent seller that she was able to work with, thanks in part to the cash offer platform, but not they actually didn't accept the offer, and so I thought it would be valuable to share this information in a couple of different ways. Number one, how you can use them. Number two, how you can use cash offers, that is, to get more listings or more listing opportunities, right? More swings at the plate, and then how to pivot and maybe some of the other things around that. So Tylee, why don't you take a minute to introduce yourself to everybody? Let people know where they can send you referrals, what areas you service, and then we'll get into this topic of using cash offers to generate more easy listings.
Absolutely. So I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, so one of the larger metro areas. We work the whole metro. I do have connections statewide as well, but primarily Phoenix metropolitan area.
Yep.
So that's about.
Well, how? So, out of curiosity, because I think you mentioned it to me before, but how long have you been?
I have been in real estate for 17 years. I am an associate broker and a team leader. My team is called Home Listing Choices. We are a listing team that specializes in helping sellers find custom tailored solutions.
Love that. Love that. And lastly, before we get into the cash offer, what would be your primary pillars of listings for your team? Like what is generating the most opportunities right here and now for your team?
So for sale by owners are always one of my main pillars. I've been working with them since 2016 consistently. It is I would say like one of the main legs of my business, like a 25-30%er.
Oh, wow.
Aside from that, we do circle prospecting. We reach out to Sphere, but we also tackle things like foreclosures. Basically, we're looking for the people who want to sell.
Yeah. Love that.
Which especially in Phoenix, since we have such an inventory shortage.
Yeah. This wasn't even something on my radar, but since we brought up for sale by owners, if you would like a free PDF with our for sale by owner scripting process, at least the process that I use, Tylee's might be a little bit different, but
I'd love to see yours.
Yeah, the process that we're using, all you have to do is comment below or shoot me a private message, and we'll be happy to send it. And Tylee, I'll send you it afterwards.
That's awesome.
As well. So, and it's a texting script because we found that it's a lot easier to get them to respond to text than to answer their phone, even though you think they're selling their house. They should answer and return calls. They don't.
No, because they're getting bombarded by real estate agents, which is why they don't answer their phone. What are you using to do your texting?
So for sale by owners, we use KV Core. So we port them into KV Core every Monday, and we have a scripting process that we use. It's basically a 3-step process.
Nice. So I've been doing it with my Google Voice line and a bulk SMS texter.
Oh, nice.
Because that way I can keep all of it in one place and I see all the conversations going, so I'm not trying to chase everything down.
See, this is why I love having conversations like this, because this was not where we intended to go. What's the bulk texting?
It's called SMX Bulk Texter. It only works on Firefox as a Google Chrome extension. So you've got to download Firefox, you have to have Chrome on it, and then you go into the Chrome extensions and find the SMS Bulk Texter. And it works with your Google Voice line, and it's free.
Beautiful.
My favorite price, $3.99.
$3.99. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so all of that said, let's dive into how we can use cash offers, A, to create more opportunities, and then B, how do we pivot out of them? So what are you finding that is working for you, Tylee, to create more conversation opportunities, to get you more at bats with
well, so the getting in front of people and just having those text conversations, like with the for sale by owners, you're reaching out, or even with circle prospecting, so it's that first text. If I brought you a cash offer at appraised value, would that interest you? Question mark. On the circle prospecting, I do a little preface saying, hey, this is your local friendly neighborhood realtor. There's an inventory shortage. If you've been thinking about selling but are afraid to, talk to me about our trade-in program. Would that interest you? So I tailor it to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
What kind of cash offer? And the whole point is to get them to respond, because I just need a response.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then from there, it's very easy to have a couple quick texts and put them into the cash offer platform.
Right. And so, we'll probably mention this several times. If you're curious about the cash offer platform and the unique value propositions, just reach out to Tylee or I. We're happy to have a conversation. No pressure, no hard selling. We'll tell you what we've got and what we're doing and how we help people in our organization. We have several unique value propositions. You mentioned a couple in there. So we have a trade-in plus program where if someone qualifies, the partner company that we have can turn them into a non-contingent cash buyer.
Which is something so huge if you're in an inventory type market, especially like we have in Phoenix. I know so many sellers who, for the last year, have wanted to put their home on the market. They want to move. They want to take advantage of this great equity they have, move up, downsize, do something. But they are so terrified if they put their house on the market and they get an offer, they will not be able to find a home.
Yep. Totally.
So
that's the biggest objection that you're going to have with people who are maybe sellers. Right?
Yes.
The people that have to sell, they
have to.
That's a different animal. But if you want to solve the inventory problem in your market, you got to get the maybe sellers. You have to provide a solution that turns them from maybe into yes. The trade-in plus is one. Our sell and stay program is one, which is where we can offer them an all cash offer at market value, where they can lease the property back anywhere from 1 to 12 months. That's a pretty incredible offer to be able to make to get those conversation opportunities. And then we can just do a traditional all cash offer as well.
And that's the thing. Once you get somebody to respond, whether it's a for sale by owner, an expired who's still willing to sell, circle prospecting, whoever your lead source is, once you get in front of them and you say, I have a cash offer for you.
Yeah.
Now, how easy is it to get in this door? Because you have a cash offer. Whether you're meeting them on Zoom, whether you're meeting them in person, you have an offer.
Right.
What does every for sale by owner want? An offer.
Right.
You have one. You're in the door.
Well, not only every for sale by owner, anyone considering selling their house, they don't actually want a real estate agent, right?
They want an offer.
They just want the end solution, right? They just want the problem solved. And so when we're the ones being able to present that to them, we're presenting them the solution. It may not be the solution they want, right? But it opens the conversation. It gets your foot in the door. it allows you the opportunity to create the rapport and the relationship. Now, what would you say, or how, what are some key factors in how you can pivot, right? Because the reality is, so here are the statistics on cash offers. For every 100 homeowners that request a cash offer, somewhere around 5% of them will actually take the cash offer. So 5 out of 100 approximately will take the cash offer. I'm sure it's going to vary a little bit by market.
But here's the thing on that, the resistance on that. If you're an agent that says, I don't want to pitch something that only 5% of people are going to take, I want you, I know Zillow just stopped buying, but if you're in a market where there's Opendoor, OfferPad, Zillow buying houses, go look at how many houses that sellers were willing to discount and take a cash offer on.
Yeah.
And understand that those were opportunities for you.
Yeah. But so here's where the numbers get really awesome in our favor. So yes. 5 out of those 100 approximately will accept a cash offer, right? A, with our partnership, we can still get paid on that. B, 45 out of those 100 are going to list their house in the next 6 months. How would you like to be the go-to realtor for those, right? And so that's why we are using it, leveraging it, talking a lot about using cash offers. How are you positioning the cash offer up front and then pivoting from the cash offer to other options for them?
Yeah. So no matter what seller I'm meeting with, I'm getting them a cash offer, because here's the thing. I don't know going in. So the way I always present it is I always say, look, I work with a lot of buyers, but I didn't want to overwhelm you. I can't sit there and pick and choose which one, like who gets the house. This is the buyer that fits the most scenarios. For most people, it may not work for everybody and it may not work for you, but it's going to work for more people than any other cash buyer. And so I kind of set the stage with the offer right there. Now, as I'm presenting the offer, first thing I do is if I'm in person, I'm seeing the house and building rapport and try just the same things you're trying to do. You're trying to recon. The source that I get my leads from actually gives me financial insights as well, which is really helpful going in, because then that gives me a little bit of recon on my pivots in advance, because I know what their situation is without having to dig it out of them.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's just being aware. Like if you're sitting there presenting the cash offer, you know that they don't like it. You just have to separate yourself. You are not the cash offer.
Right.
And make sure you have pivots to go to. So we use the online offer process, the selling system, the HomeBoss selling system. That's a pivot for somebody who's trying to get top dollar and not do all their, not pay money on commission. Yep. So you look at you're looking for their hot button issues. What is their hot button issue? Is it commission? Is it that they're trying to get a ridiculous amount of money for their house? Are they having a situation? And you're trying to basically figure out from their body language, from what they're telling you, from what you know, which ones are going to be the best pivots, and be prepared to make them as soon as you present that offer. And make sure that they don't think you're the offer where they then throw you out, because that's the last thing you want to have happen.
Yep. So I'll give 2 real world examples for me. I had a listing appointment yesterday afternoon and another one this morning. Both of them were thanks in part to presenting a cash offer type of value proposition in the marketplace. One was from a postcard to vacant property owners in a specific zip code. One was an online ad of some kind. I can't remember exactly what it came from. But what started the conversation was the cash offer. After meeting with them and going through it with them, here's how I pivoted. I basically said, I'm definitely going to get you a cash offer, because you want to know what that looks like. But from our conversation, I believe our HomeBoss selling system is going to be a better solution for you. That said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up with you with both of those options and information about a traditional listing, because we do that too. And then we can decide together which one makes the most sense for you, right? So you're collaborating with them. You're not just prescribing without knowing the situation, right? You don't go to a doctor and you don't make a doctor's appointment. You go in, they don't ask you anything, and they're like, here's a prescription for whatever, and you're like, well, I hurt my knee, and you just gave me a prescription for antibiotics. That's not going to help my knee, right? So you need to assess their situation and then prescribe what you believe is the best option for them. But you still present them with options, right? It's still,
yes, always.
Because there may be something going on that they didn't reveal, right? That may cause them to choose the option that you don't think, based upon what they shared, is the best option, but they may have not put all of their cards out on the table in that first meeting or conversation.
We had a seller decline the cash offer from our cash offer platform and accept another cash offer, 20,000 less. It actually netted them it was more than 20,000. It netted them 20,000 less.
Holy
because
smokes.
They were hung up on the fees.
So they netted less, but it was because they were hung up with it. But if you had tried to push too hard there, you may have lost the opportunity altogether, right?
Exactly. So we still had the listing and it's still sold.
Right.
And that's the other thing, like you were talking about real world examples. This is a perfect one. I went on a listing appointment, and the cash and the sell and stay kind of program was perfect for my clients because it was about 2.5 months out from when they wanted to leave. They had a set time that they were planning on leaving. They were moving to a farm back in Ohio. They got the cash offer. Initially came in at $300. Then after the underwriting period that it does, they knocked it down, $25,000. Now, I could have lost that because I brought them a cash offer. They were good with it. They accepted it. And then it was like it got pulled $25,000 less.
Right. Which could be a little bit of that's a lot of money, and it could be a shock to the system.
But knowing that was a possibility, I made sure during my presentation of the cash offer that if they went with that option, that it was an initial offer, then a process where they have to go through an approval process and an underwriting, and that some of the pricing and terms might change, and sometimes they will lower the price. Right. So I was able to say, hey, look, I warned you about this. I didn't expect them to go this low, but we don't have to do this. We can do something else. And so I got a traditional listing. So it doesn't, it's just you pivot when you need to pivot. But the most important thing is detaching yourself from them. It's a buyer. Just treat the cash offer as any other buyer that you're representing, and put on your hat that way.
Yeah. Well, and one other point I'll share, like when I'm talking to someone about Home Boss or somebody that's trying to nail me down on, what are you going to list my property at, or what is my property worth? And I always pivot to, listen, I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to give you my opinion. But the reality is the market is in control of that. My job is to bring as many of the, many people in the market to your property so we can let the market tell us what the property is worth. And I'm really good at that. But I'm not a magician. I can't tell you, that it's worth X or Y or Z, or that it's going to sell for X or Y or Z. I'm going to do everything in my power to get as many interested parties, as many, ready, willing, and able buyers in front of your property, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, and do everything we can to get them bidding against each other and getting you the very best price. So, this was great. This was great, awesome. Tylee. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. So if you want to talk more about this and some of the unique value propositions, whether it be the cash offers or our Home Boss platform, all you have to do is reach out to one of us. We're both on social media. We're easy to find.
And EXP, you can always find us, first name dot last name at EXP Realty.
That's right. That's right. So we're easy to find, and we're happy to have a conversation. As I said, we're not hard sales pitch type of folks. We're looking to inform, and just like when we're working with sellers, we're going to give you the information and help you make the best decision for you one way or another. So Tylee, thanks again. Great to chat with you.
Great chatting with you.
If you have any questions or if you'd like to chat, and as always, if you need anything whatsoever, we are here to help and support you. All right, take care. Awesome. And Tylee, we'll talk again soon.